My philosophy. Coming from a Catholic upbringing, I never truly understood or really thought about what death and the meaning of life really was. I figured the stained glass windows, priestly robes, and all the no-nos of the Catholic Church talked about on Sundays and described during my school days were answers to this magnificent question and phrase. Not until I entered Southern Connecticut State University and took an elective labeled Death and the Meaning of Life would I come to the reality that this box I'd been brought up in was not a definite answer to the question for the meaning of life, but it was only one proposed argument of many. There was a whole history behind this one phrase which dated back thousands of years prior to Jesus Christ in all areas of the world and coming from all different backgrounds. I found bits and pieces from each philosophical argument to capture my eyes. It made me think in a way which I never had before. I began to question what was possible and what was completely unnecessary. Certain philosophies were more similar to others, and some completely clashed in their proposed theories for what death and the meaning of life actually meant. However, there were three specific areas of philosophical criteria which would stick out beyond the others, and I found more appealing than any other. These three would be from different time periods in total different areas of the world. Using blueprints from the philosophical arguments of Greek philosophers like Socrates and Plato, along with pieces from Eastern Hinduism like the Bhagavad Gita and lessons from my own traditional religion of Christianity, I would construct and start my own philosophical argument for death and the meaning of life. I began to really ask myself, what was the meaning and purpose of the soul and where it went after it parted from the body? I came to the conclusion that I was in fact a dualist and believed the soul did differ from the body and they were two totally different objects. Don't get me wrong, I still have much self-searching to do as I'm only 19, but with this course, I found a start to my own personal knowledge and reason for death and the meaning of life. I no longer feel like a small fish in a big pond when going to church on Sunday mornings, but rather my own pond with a bunch of fishes serving as my own thoughts and reason for why I'm here and what my reason for existence actually is. So, I bet you're asking, what is my outlook? Well, for one thing, I find lots of similarities with Greek philosophers with the ideology that our soul is an individual. I do believe we each have our own uniqueness, and we seek knowledge amongst other appetites, which can either serve as positive or negative energy for our existence in the world today. I also find comfort in the idea that we live to pursue knowledge. I don't agree with the fact that our only reason for existence is rather to prepare for death, but I do believe that seeking knowledge for both the afterlife and things in our daily life here on earth can serve for a better world, a better person, and a better future. Now, this brings me to my agreement with the religion of Christianity. The whole idea of promoting good, helping one another, treating others the way we want to be treated, all of these are things I've always found amusing and I've truly believed in and found dear to my heart. Personally, I do believe in the existence of Jesus Christ. I believe he walked the earth and laid a blueprint on how to impact the world for the better and not for worse. If one doesn't kill, does not steal, helps the sick, and aids the poor, they are only bringing optimism both to their own individual soul and spirit, but also positive energy and examples for the rest of the world and the future as we know. The idea of God serving as a gatekeeper, the ideas of punishment and consequence for those who don't fully follow the way, is where I completely and utterly disagree with Christianity. I don't believe God says, I'm going to throw them to the wolves if they make the wrong decision. What these terms for moral and immoral decisions are, I truly don't know and am still in search for. However, this is where I truly did start to drift from the Catholic religion and my own traditional upbringing. I found brief similarities, but similarities with Hinduism as well. I don't see everyone in the universe being one substance and one thing being united as one inner Brahman and making up the universe as we know it. I do, however, believe that we are all interconnected through the actions and choices we each make with the knowledge and reason we gain from our minds and our souls. If I decide to give a man $1, this may impact the rest of his future. This does not mean we are made of the same thing, but rather connected through our souls, the choices I made, the choices he made, and the reactions of one another. So as you can see, my own philosophical argument and my own personal beliefs are very similar, yet very different from the three which I've discussed. This is the beauty of philosophy. This is the beauty of philosophy. It allows for an interconnection between thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and arguments. The answer to death and the meaning of life is still unknown after thousands of years of constant arguments and proposals. However, I'm glad this course has allowed me to step outside of the box and begin building my own answer. So thank you, Professor Caballero, for a great term and truly what was an eye-opener.